Okay. Hello, hello. Let's see. Get some tunage going. Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, it was requested that we get some tunage, so I finally found what Abby found earlier as far as all the music that she had sourced before, and decided to let this go. So that's going to be awesome. What's up, Sean? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. How are your castings going, sir? 6 a.m. Hey, that's early. I mean, it's 8, and I woke up at like, I got out of bed at like 2 or 3. They're looking awesome. Dope. Dope. How about the negative Drake? You get some time to try that out? Sorry. Yeah. Woke up 5:30. Nice. You just got the itch. You got some color palettes that you wanting to do, and you're like, you know what? I gotta get to this. I gotta do it, man. Just lowered your rest. Okay. Let's see. I'm not sure how loud the tunage is, so I'm gonna have to switch over and find out so I can hear it. Okay. Desktop. It's a bit much. Okay. I'll lower it way down. Just trying to figure out, a little bit more immersion, Let's see. How did your single start pins go? Did you make one? You started doing the Instagram. Oh, man. You excited? You should be excited. Let me make sure I got you. Okay. Is it why travel? Bum, bum, bum. Okay, accounts. Sean, look at you. You got some posts in there. I got you now. All right, Instagram. Yeah, you have to get the store up to sell blanks. Right on. Hey, how you doing? It's good to see you. Good to see you. You had asked me about the parallels, right? But yeah, yes, I am good. I'm good. So the parallels, I've actually got some pieces on order and pretty much already cracked the code on it. So I've got a design that I'm going to be making, and I'm going to be getting that probably in a week or so. Sorry. Yeah, it'll be cool. It'll be cool. I don't know. Well, I got a few ideas. Are you more in like into? No, don't do that. Don't do that. I mean, I'll mark it down to it, I guess. But I did get them start dissecting it and everything. Practicing threading with bottle stoppers. Right on, man. Not in stone. Oh yeah, you just chip it. You put it in the stone tablet. Yeah. So I've got commissions to do, but the blanks that I'm going to be working on for this week's drop are called, just a second, polar lights. This is what they look like. Okay, let me put a couple down here. So we got polar lights. So this is what they look like. So kind of, sorry, purple, green, all that stuff. Translucent, a little transparent glitter. Got some, yeah, a lot of glitter. Yep. So these are going to look pretty cool, I think. But I've got some commissions that I'm doing first. Yeah. Let's see. Would you be interested in watching like me breaking apart the pen, or for the parallel, would it be something that's interesting for you to see me like take it apart, write down my notes, determine what kind of design I'm going to go with, and then go with the drill bits and the tap and die and all that stuff that I'm going to end up using for it? Would that be something that you'd be interested in watching? Because I still have to figure out how I'm going to stream that. Glass. No, these are resin. These are Alumilite resin. I haven't turned any of these yet. What's a parallel? It is a calligraphy pen from Pilot. Yes, and they write really nice. we got like 6 of them, so we could have one of the different sizes. And you know, when I do stuff, I like to have a couple of them in case I break them. You know. Let's see. The price? I'm not sure. I'm not sure yet. But if I had to just throw out a number, it would probably be around 100, I would say. But I usually do the designing and making, and then Abby does the selling and pricing stuff. I mean, we obviously talk a little bit, but yeah, I think around 100, because it's not going to be super complicated. But yeah, what do you think about that price point? I mean, obviously it would be nice if it was lower, right? But You know, you gotta factor in all the stuff. And then the artistic touches. But yeah, I don't know. But I've been thinking of a different thing of like breaking stuff down and building it, putting it all back together in a different configuration or a different way, or making the different pieces. Have I bought old pins and used them? No, I have not. Not much, at least. But I do go back and forth of like retrofitting stuff and then making something else and then retrofitting and then, you know, trying to replicate a different one. And once I do, I figure out deviations and stuff like that. I really enjoy doing this, and it's super nerdy, but it's super enjoyable. I like doing it. It is what wakes me up in the morning, actually. I think about this stuff and it wakes me up sometimes. So I can go right, you know, just right. Right on. I will say, what are your thoughts on having them eyedropper? Because that is one of the things I was thinking about doing. And I think it would facilitate for a larger reservoir for ink, for one, and two, you'll have an ink window because of how I'm going to do it. So you'd be able to see that. Anywho, I don't know. So I'm pretty excited. Yeah. Mommy. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. I'm thinking I might even, you know, stream it and then kind of figure it out as I go. Well, I mean, I've already got the rough template, right? But just kind of working my way through it of actually making it, because I don't have the right taps yet. Like I said, I ordered them. I didn't have the right what's it, the pitch? Yeah. And I'm not positive of which one it is, so I had to order a couple of them just so I could make sure. But yes, pretty cool, pretty cool. I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, I think I've chatted enough, huh? Sitting here just jaw jacking. Let's see. Let me switch over my headphones. I'm sorry. Bluetooth. That'll be something that I will try to work in or incorporate into my normal schedule. So I've got stream on a few days, but I think one of these specific days I'm gonna probably put it towards streaming like a new design or doing something a little different or just a variation of whatever pen or ink, or design a pen out of that, because that's what I like to do. It's nice. The kits, yeah, I've seen the new DP kits. Is that what you're talking about? Let me see. But yeah. And see, that was kind of one of the things that I was thinking about, man. And it's like the diamond painting kits, I look at them and I'm like, but why? Oh, I've seen those too. Yeah, those are weird. I bet they're noisy. So you'd probably have to wear headphones with them. At least I imagine that would be the case. But yeah. but it seems kind of cool. I still think from a use case, you're still running into the whole problem of the orientation, if it is a square versus a round drill. So it's one of those things, man. I don't think it's gonna last. Oh, cool. Yeah, I hope it does well for him, but not exactly the direction I'm thinking. Are you talking about the specific drills, or are you talking about Abby, like Abby? Yeah. Whoop. Yeah, just a hole all the way through. I mean, do it. You could do it. That could be your business shtick thing. If you build a whole thing about that. Okay. But see, I don't know, man. Oh, leopard. Let's see. Do you watch Leopard Leather's streaming? Mm-mm. Nice, nice. Well, good, good. Boom. All right. Let's see. I'm trying to get Abby to come swap me for a second, and then Leopard Leather is another YouTube person, but they make diamond painting pens. Yeah, Leopard Leather works. I have watched a couple of their lives, or pieces of their live is more accurate, I guess. Because sometimes they're turning, right? They're turning and then sanding and polishing and all that jazz. But then sometimes they're also doing like their drop or sale or whatever. So I haven't entirely figured out that part yet, but I haven't. To be fair, I haven't looked super hard. But yeah. I gotta say, I am, probably not one of the greatest salesmen ever. Because I guess that's not my job. Not my job. I don't do that. Hey, Sean, I got a question for you, sir. What if I made a step-by-step for what if I made a step-by-step for using single start tap and die to make a pen? Like, what would the value of something like that be? The size notepad. I use the field notes, and I also use the A5. So this size here. There you go. A speed square will work. So it is, let's see, about 5.5 by 3.5, 5.5 by 3.5 This is, what is this? This is Odyssey notebooks. Yeah. It's an Odyssey notebook.
Got those in DC. DC show.
But yeah. I for my designing one, I use an A5. So I think this is, what size is this?
Oh.
Yeah, but I got it pulled up on my computer.
It's like pocket or
it's like
passport size or something.
Notebook sizes. Oh, let's see. There we go. So this is a B7, I believe. Open. Yeah. Freddie. Yeah, I do. How you doing? I hadn't seen you here before. Sorry, I was looking at the different notebook sizes. Oh shoot, I totally forgot. That was what I was talking about with you. I remembered the parallel, but not the other thing. Okay, I think just a elastic thing. So I've got, I did make a list this morning, actually. Let me go to it right quick. So I've got like a ruler. I've got EDC list for travel. Okay, so I have one of the, I've got to iron out what size I'm going to end up using for this, because it's nice to have a little bit more space when you're drawing. So like in this case, this is a good place for me to like write words down, but when I start drawing any pictures, it doesn't really, well, I don't really do it very often. So let's see. I mean, you're very limited on how much, so it's pretty small. So I think the A5 might be a better, just a little bit bigger. But yeah, I was also thinking a flip, like a flip book would be pretty cool. And that would partially be a matter of like the little panels themselves. Okay, so the rundown, I found it. So an A5 notebook, brass veneer calipers, some sort of box cutter type of knife. I've got quite a few on my list of things here. And then a machinist ruler, and then a regular ruler, and I'm pretty sure that would be sufficient for you know, just the stuff. Let me see. Invite invite. Okay, let me put that here. Okay, so I've got it like there on my on that. So basically looking for I'll be right back. I'm sorry. I'll be right back. Leave you in good hands. Just a moment.
Hey, Kevin.
How you doing, Kevin?
It's early there. What are you doing up so early? I know. Guys, John just needs to run in and get some stuff real quick and have me come sit for a moment. Hi, Sean. But yeah, he was talking about, I think, a little zippy notebooky thing for tools and stuff. Is it? Yeah, I guess is it 2 or 3 hour time difference right now in Arizona? I never can remember because we don't live there anymore. Hi, P. We got those parallel pens in. I had never heard of them or tried them, and our daughter already commandeered one of them because she was so excited about it. And we've got stuff ordered for John to make some cool, handles for them, pin parts. 6:30. Okay, so it's 2 hours right now. Is it like 3 hours during the summer? I always found that so weird that there's not a time change or whatever. I remember it used to get bright so early there. Yeah, they're really cool. We tried out, we opened up the smallest one, which I think was a 1.1 or 1.5 millimeter, and then a really big one that was like 4 plus. It was cool, and we figured out that we can fill it with ink instead of having to use little converters and stuff. So I think it's pretty neat. You're prepping a few jobs today. Got to make those wells make more oil. Good luck. Stay safe. We watched
Boom.
that Landman show, and now hopefully you don't blow
Yeah.
up. It's crazy. It's a crazy show.
Now you're Billy Bob Thornton in my case. It's like, I know him. That's Kevin.
Kevin.
Oh.
Yeah, no time change.
Crap.
What?
Oh, here. Okay. We can show P that for a second. We'll grab one more thing.
This is a bigger A5 notebook, I think. A5. This one's also from the covers from Lincoln Leathers, but the notebook is from Odyssey Notebooks as well. They're nice. They have really, really thick paper. I don't remember what GSM it is, but it's thick. So he's showing that notebook. And then this was his Christmas present, one of his Christmas presents. Other than making our own fountain pens, we really like the Quebecos, especially the small little sport models. And so this is his gallon leather case for the little mini pens, and they're very cool. I got him the art one too, which is it have like the tortoiseshell acrylic.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, P, you there? Sorry. So I'm thinking.
Okay, bye guys. I'm leaving to run some errands.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. See you later.
Oh, of course I like leather stuff. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. It's going to be a book. It's going to open like this. It's going to be a lot thinner. This, like half the thickness, at least the paper here. Yeah, it's going to be half the paper. This is like 120 gram or something like that. It's pretty thick. So let's see. This is going to be kind of like a folio, right? And then over on this side is going to have the tools, right? So I'm thinking like the little calipers within a little elastic band that could just sit there, and then a little thing that could sit there, and then maybe have some of the smaller tools up on top or horizontal if need be. So this is a thread finder, so I can find the pitch and well, basically I can determine the threads of whatever thing that I'm coming across. And then I'm thinking also having a little divider to protect the tools that'll also flap down. But here's where it gets a little interesting, because I was thinking if it was like a spiral and it would flip up, I think that would be kind of cool. And you won't have the book trying to close on you, but I don't think that that'll happen anyways, because, well, I just want to make sure that it doesn't like try to close on you. Like when you open it, like the paper will want to close, but I have some leather notebooks that are so tight that they try to close while I'm trying to write. So I'd say a relatively loose fit for the notebook would be plenty. Would be, I'm not plenty. It would be fine. I mean, okay, you do good, good, sweet. But yeah. I mean, that leather flap could actually go up as well. That'd be a pretty interesting design. Where this is, you know, you got whatever you're going to write and whatnot, and then you have all the different storage for the tools on the other side. And then that flap actually comes down this way. That way you'd only need a two-sided zipper or some enclosure, and that flap will help keep it safe on the inside, because it's not going to come out the other direction, because it would have to open up, and it can't do that. Anyway, I don't think I would have enough tools for the leather flap, because it's just going to be like an X-Acto, a pen, a pencil, a ruler, slide calipers, thread finder, and then maybe like a shimming tool or something. But I suppose that could be like a progression. But yeah, I just want to be able to make and design pins on the fly and have like a little specific thing. Oh, that would make it heavy. Yeah. But it'll be relatively thin as well. Well, I mean, it'll beef itself back up because of the tools, but it shouldn't be too much, I don't think. But yeah, it's easy. Well, good. You tell me how easy it is. We'll have to talk offline somehow, and then maybe that could be something that we get going. But yes. I also made another cheat sheet, which let's see. I'll figure out how to get it. That is correct. I don't want it too thick. I think about this thickness, which is like 1.5 inches. Well, it's not even 1.5 inches. It's 1.25 inches. To 1.5 inches, I guess. At its widest, it's 1.5 inches. But yeah, that's because I've got it stacked in there or a particular way. But yeah, that sounds cool. I also like softer leather, if that makes a difference. I do like softer leather. But yeah, do you have like an Etsy store or something? It does. Well, I'm just thinking, like, you know, if we got a project going on and you're actually working on it, you know, it would be good to have some stuff, some specifics, I would say. But yes. And unless you make pins, I don't really think you'll find the reference sheet that I'm talking about useful. So there is that too. But yes. Yes, indeed. Been on your list of things to do. Well, what's keeping you? Yeah, I hear you. Oh, well. Have y'all seen it's a Canadian, a pitchy. So a peachy, this is the stone washed X-Acto blade. It'll open up over there. Go. So I got this little guy, and it was a Valentine's Day present, I think. But it's magnetic on the inside, and it's got the actual tool itself, and this little piece slides out. It's magnetic. This is a gravity knife. That's what they're called. So I gotta say, I'm not a huge fan of the locking mechanism because it's not like convenient to use one-handed. It is once you got it unlocked, but it's pretty inconvenient to unlock it. So anyway, that was one of the cool things that I got for dude, I don't know. What did I get it for? I don't know. But yeah. Okay, let's I'm pretty sure they're illegal here too. But you know, if you're in California, have you ever been to Rickshaw? Oh yeah. What, Sean? I mean, these things are kind of crazy. Like if you don't lock it, there's a really good chance you're going to open it in your pocket. So it is definitely something to be careful with. But yeah, let's see. I'm going to hop over to over here. Hop over to over here. Yep, that's the one. Sweet. Yes. All right. Let me tilt this up just a bit. Cool. Let's see, Kevin, you're here. So was working on, you remember how I said that it would be cool if I had a little accent ring as a part of on the cap of the pen? Well, I figured out how to do that. I played around a little bit and then figured it out, but it looks like my piece is inside. Anyway, I made a little piece out of the Purple Heart. I made a little, like, almost a washer looking piece, and I was thinking that would be pretty cool if I did a little bit bigger of one, and then I put it on the finial of the pen, and then I'm not sure how complicated I want to make that, because that's gonna obviously make it quite a bit more complicated to do. But I think it would look cool. I don't know if it would be necessarily worth it, but it would look cool. And so that's one of my problems with why I was like, I don't know if I want to do that or or what. And then sorry, two more things. Yeah, two more things. One, did I show y'all the finished like tiny pin that I made for Abby the other time, like a few days ago? I don't know if I did, so I'll go get that right quick. Like after she sanded and polished it. I need the micro pin. There it is. Alrighty. There we go. All right, so there is the little micro pin here. So the blank is really cool. I've actually got a few more of these. She wants me to make it again, except not this way. So, you know, a couple things are gonna have to change. This shouldn't be M12. This should probably be a 10 or less, actually. I don't know. Anyway, it's not like a perfect design. It's just like the super simple pen. Not even a 3-part, it's just 2. And it's an eyedropper. So there's ink in here. So this is one of the one of them. And then I've got another one. I don't know if I showed y'all either. So this one was actually really cool, right? I really like this one. You can see the nib right there. And then basically this is small enough up here for the threads, and the barrel itself is about the thread size. And then you have the back part here. So this is a Joe 05, and you just unscrew it. And I tried putting a little washer ring on it. So we're gonna see once Abby gets it sanded and polished if it actually doesn't leak. So we've got that, and then I put another one back here. So this is actually where you fill it, right? So I wanted to make it so you can have like a massive chamber, and well, this serves that purpose. You can fill this whole thing up as long as you have just a little bit of room to close it, right? And if not, it'll just push a little bit of ink out because it's science. But yeah, this would actually post pretty nicely. That's how it fits. I was thinking about moving the threads up. Not sure quite yet. And then one more thing about this particular design is I think I want to be very clear with the people that I talk to or that end up wanting one like this, letting them know that if it is capped and you unscrew it and it's tight, don't unscrew it, right? That was pretty easy because I didn't put it on tightly, but it is one of those things where, like, if you try to twist it off, it will come off and you're going to have a mess. But this itself is actually acting like an outer ring that pushes down, and it causes it to bulge out a little bit. So once there's a lip, once it passes a lip on the inside, that's kind of where it stops because of the actual finial. It won't go any further. So it's about right there. Yeah. So you can see that is about the distance that we're looking at. Well, I'm looking at. But yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. So it's a friction fit. Yeah, it's a friction fit. I guess that's enough. But yeah. Anyway, lots of ideas, lots of ideas. I just gotta start crushing them. Yeah, that was one of the ones that, you know, I just come out and I have an idea and then I want to come do it and do iterations on whatever it is. Try to get better, you know, stuff like that. Let's see. Because I'm going to turn on Morty here in just a second, would y'all like me to turn the tunes a little louder? Or did you even notice that there were tunes on? Okay. And I didn't even make the felt one that I had talked about. I guess that'll be for another day. Ah, you noticed? It's generic YouTube music, so it's all free. Oh. I don't even know if it'll be recording that part anyways. But would you like it louder or no? Turn a little bit louder and see. Okay. Not too much? Trying to be a good host, you know? Let's see. Okay, is that good or is it too loud or what? Is it annoying? I really can't hear it, so. My computer does not have Bluetooth, so I have to plug into the phone or something. Okay, well, let me know if you'd like for me to turn it down. How about that? We'll go with where we're at. You were asked? What were you asked about this weekend, Kevin? Hey, Sean. Oh, Morty. Morty's making an appearance. Let's see. Well, the whole intent is just to have, I guess, a little background noise that is not, you know, not silent, I guess. Kind of break up the noise a little bit. Hey, will you do me a favor and listen to the stream and let me know the music?
If you can hear it?
Yeah, like don't be in here. Tell me how it sounds. Custom felt pin, nice, dude. Did you get a list put together, or did you get? All right, Sean, I'll turn it off, buddy. There. I'll revisit the tunes and see what they actually are. Thanks for your input. Thanks. That's fine. Okay. Cool. Well, I mean, Sean, that's what I'm saying. I can't hear it. So if it bothers y'all, then I'll turn it off. But if it doesn't, I'll turn it on. Or if you would like it, I mean, not. My goal is to not bother you, right? That's an obvious goal here. Oh, let's see. Here's what we got. At least starting off today. Let's see. Got a little of these. I believe this one glows in the dark. This one's from a square. And some of these are from many moons ago. AC/DC would be better. Yeah. But they'd also want to be compensated for their tunes being listened to. So until I can figure out either how to not record it or get copyright free music that's I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, these are a regular size. If it was music. Yeah. Sorry. I'm not brave enough yet to do the whole, well, that. I'll just leave it there. This is actually a interesting display here. Check this out. Let me try to zoom in. I don't think there's any points yet. No points. If y'all get to like 100 points, that's the first person that's got to buy something from my shop. Is that how it works? But I mean, if you got the whole thing going on, Sean, with the whole points and stuff, I mean, you got to be dishing out the rewards, right? Okay, that was 21. This pin here, or pencil, I mounted it in the jaws and then turned it. Not an effective way to sharpen it, but you know, it did work. So there's that. Let's see. It's good. Well, let's see, Sean. If I haven't quite figured out how, but we want to be able to help other people, you know, be able to start their business and stuff like that. But we haven't quite figured out how we're going to do that yet. But I do have an idea of doing one-on-one, which I think would be pretty cool. If there was something that you wanted to be able to do, or you wanted to do like together, just thinking about having that. There was something specific, you know. A little one-on-one. I think I mentioned it before, but you know, the goal is to actually just innovate and iterate, you know. For like a Zoom type group. Yeah. I mean, I haven't. It's hard because you don't want to. Well, I want to offer a lot of value, and I also don't want to really be filtered either. So the goal for me is to basically stream, talk about exactly what I'm doing, and then also basically have the courses or courses slash blueprints or schematics of what I basically dissected and figured out and then put it back together. And then basically having a video that goes over how I did it. Because even if you have the measurements and stuff, there's still a sequencing thing that you won't just automatically do. Anyway, just some things that I was thinking about. Oh, there we go. This one is not fun, I gotta say. This is not a fun way to learn. I don't know why. It just feels a lot harder. Doesn't feel as soft as some of my other ones. But obviously soft is relative. Because they're hard. But talk insurance. Oh, geez. Well, we know a guy, Kevin. You and I both know an insurance guy. But yeah, when you go to craft fairs, kind of crazy, isn't it? Yeah, Kevin. Look at the dude right above you. Might not be a liability insurance, but we know a guy. Um, you want to do? Okay. Well, how about we do that? Let's do that. That's all right. It's all right. It still counts. You're the closest one. You're the closest one. We know a guy. Also, shoot. Let's see. Sequencing. But yeah, we could do that. Zoom call or whatever. Have a workshop. Yeah, I was thinking a workshop, and then what day would be good to do that? Because the real goal would be to have like a Zoom call and then have y'all be able to be in as well and then be able to like verbally ask questions. That way we get like immediate feedback. Well, y'all get immediate feedback and then we can clarify differently and all that stuff. Yeah, man. So like, here's the total price. Started with the cheapest tools. Okay. All right, Sean, you'd like to see how to get started with the cheapest tools? I could do that. Yeah. Let me note that down. Let's see. Oh, and then my cheat sheet will also be with it. Sorry, I'm writing it down right quick, so I'll think about it later when I look at my notes. Um, let's see, a clarification. Uh, I think the best way probably to offer something like that would be to do in a workshop where it just be small amount of people. That way, I mean, when you have a lot of people, there could be a lot of questions, especially as we're breaking it down. Oh man, good. Did you get the metric or imperial or both? I think they were each about 15 bucks when I got them. But yeah. And the other thing is I've definitely shown like all the steps of it. So I've shown every step of making it. It's just I think this would be a way to like organize it and tailor it to your specifics. Dude, check it out. It's my new pencil. Just kidding. But I could laser it, have a little Maverick on there, then sell it, because everybody knows that. Let's see. What you don't want me to ramble about? I was thinking like a little philosophy, little thoughts and business tips, some construction stuff, projection stuff, goal stuff. what would you like? Any category here? I mean, with Sean getting ready to start his Etsy, you know, there's a lot of stuff to learn about that. But I do think that Etsy is the best place to begin, especially if you're mediocre at social media. And that's not a dig on you. It's just if you want to actually go somewhere, then you're going to need something. So there you go. That's the simplest thing. Start an Etsy, run ads. Once you have inventory, there you go. There you go. All right. All right. Saddle up. Saddle up. Because I'm an advocate for Etsy. Right? Ugh. Okay. So, Etsy. Okay. Well, let's take a look at other options first. What other options are y'all familiar with? Let's start there. Because I like Etsy, but I want to know what you think is better. So that could be a place I would begin. We've been doing Etsy for about 5 years now, and we also have a Shopify. So I'd say that we're pretty versed, stuff like that. Oh yeah, sure. I have the right to be wrong, although it would be conditional, right? If you had a big following and everybody already knew that Sean of Why Travel made pins, then maybe you'd be awesome sauce to just go ahead and throw it on Shopify and run your own social media, and then drive people over to your works or your shop that, well, yeah. Yep. Let's see. I have the right to be wrong, but yeah, yes. But here's an interesting observation that I've noticed, and recognized throughout the time. Here you go. This is free. $3.99 is things change, right? Things change, but some things also stay the same. One of which is Shopify doesn't really have advertising. And so you're just putting your stuff on the website. Now, sure, they give you, they take a little bit more. However, they give you more. So that's worth considering. Because I can tell you about in practice, right? Not in theory, because real life will eventually set in. And if I was trying to get you to sign up with Shopify to get my affiliate commission, I'd have you use my link, right? But I don't have one to give to you. Because I don't think that's a good spot for you to start. So if I want you to be successful, I'm going to want you to start gaining your own exposure. And if you have more people working for you, for example, Etsy, to advertise your stuff while you're still trying to figure out the other social medias, I would call that a very distinct advantage. Whereas most people, they look at it and they're like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to pay $20 a month to advertise. I'm not going to pay $1 a day to advertise my store. Well, and then I'm going to look at you and be like, well, why not? Are you driving traffic to your own store already? And if the answer is no, well, it sounds like you're going to require some additional help. And then here's another thought. Once you start getting into the actual legal aspects of it, Shopify does, from my understanding, does not do a 1099 document. They don't remit taxes the same way as Etsy. So Etsy will give you a 1099, so you would actually be a legit business, right? Now, the other thing is, if you were on Shopify, you'd have your specific money and an accounting and all that jazz, which, again, we do. We have both, and we use both, but there's other, I guess, obstacles to overcome that you don't know until you actually have to overcome them. Most people do not run their business like a business. And you know, that's a part of why I'm not in charge of that. Abby does. You have to be very strategic and very structured on what it is that you're doing. So with anything, it's about being consistent and having exposure. A lot of psychology would suggest that for you to recall or remember something, you need to see it at least 7 times. And if you think that one of your Instagram posts is going to spark a fire under somebody to be like, oh man, that's wild. This person's got like, 10 posts and 0 sales. I am so ready to buy from this person. I'm just, giving a little bit of harsh truth, but also I'm advocating for the aid. Although you could be successful the other way as well. It's just if I was to do it and I knew myself and what I was going to actually do, I would be starting again with Etsy. Sorry. They take money for the listing if, yeah, it's 20 cents per listing. And if you're worried about that, then I don't think business is probably what you should do. And that's not trying to be mean or anything. There are expenses that are going to happen. So it's nice to have somebody else wanting you to be successful as well, because nobody cares about your success as much as you do and the people that you're paying. So Etsy, yes. I didn't intend on doing a deep dive, but yeah. And then also, this is obviously not financial advice legally, right? I can't legally give you financial advice and back it up. Legally? I don't know. That's my disclaimer. Just know that your results may vary. The accounting part's easy. Nice. So you've got it all set up. Well, I mean, the accounting's really easy on Etsy too, because they'll just give you a 1099. Let's see. Yeah. I think we've actually been looking at QuickBooks, but we have a couple other things that we're thinking about as well as that. So that is one of those things that, we're thinking about. But we haven't started that. So I cannot speak intelligently about it as I have not used it ever. But yeah, man, selling stuff on Etsy. I was thinking about saving this for like my private workshop that I haven't built yet, but I was thinking about it, and it really is the best place to start. Like, if you already have a product that you're making multiple of, you could definitely have that work in Etsy. Although when you run into Shopify, like I said before, you have to drive your own traffic. But if you want to bypass a lot of that stuff, here's another tip. Here's a secret. Here's a secret sauce. Pay attention. Write it down. Here it is. you want to gain exposure, find people that are doing or using what you like. Find somebody that is using what you like making and they have a decent following, and send them shit for free. And say, hey, I'm going to send you this. Will you do me a solid and tell your people about it? And then here's my link. Here's about me and all that other stuff. So outsource your work, right? Help. People will help, right? For example, I'd help y'all, right? I mean, I want y'all to be able to make bespoke pins or kitless pins. So I'm here to help. I want you to be successful. I don't think that y'all are necessarily my competition. Even though you are, I don't think of it that way because I like the idea of just making pins. I guess I'm just a nerd. But that's okay. I'm okay with that. Anyway. There you go. Cheat codes. I read a lot of business books. I read a lot of strategy, and I read a lot of books. Let's say that. But if you have a product, seriously, you want it to have the fastest. If you want it to be successful quickly or in a timely manner, I would say that is, once you have the beginning stuff built and somewhere for people to go, then find somebody that will share what it is that you're doing. So if you're a pin designer, I may or may not be the best one to share your stuff, but maybe somebody who is a pin collector, they might be beneficial to have. You know what I mean? So there you go. Find somebody that is using what you like and send them free shit. And make sure you have everything built already. And some inventory. I don't think I missed anything. If you do those things, or better yet, has anybody done those things and not been successful? That's interesting. Let's see. Has anybody tried that and not been successful? Shit, I'm sorry. I am just not able to remember the dang number. Okay. Anyway, I digress a little bit. Just a little bit. Because I don't know, I get excited about this type of stuff. For one, I like teaching, right? I like finding out stuff and realizing things that maybe I didn't realize before, or whatever. But then I also like sharing too. And in some ways, that's not the greatest way to accumulate funds, but it's just the thing that I really like to do. So. Let's see. You're going to be one of the blank guys with slimline pins, bottle shoppers. Right on, man. Right on. I mean, if you want, well, whatever. No Diddy? I don't know what that means. I haven't watched social medias of sorts in a long time. I almost took like a technology hiatus this past weekend. Took my kids, and my wife. I took my kids and my wife to iFly. It's the indoor skydiving thing, the wind tunnel. And my youngest is a natural. She went in there, a little bit of correction from the instructor, and she's She just turned 10. And she was crushing it. It was so fun to see. Yeah. Also, I gotta say, when it comes to pin groups, and this is not bad, right? Not necessarily a bad thing, but I don't want you to be like misled from the other people in pin groups, because the ones that talk don't necessarily, well, tell me which one of them actually does it full time and makes a living off of it. That's part one. And then part two, a lot of people just repeat what they've already heard and never looked into. And also, to be fair with that last statement, there's also the element of things changing, right? So what was true last year might not be true again this year, because things do change. So, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to tone it down. I get excited. If you didn't know, teaching was what I did in the military for 4 years before I left. 5 years. 5 years. Let's see. A Speedo? I don't think Speedo would go well on my figure right now. Yeah, man. Absolutely, Sean. While you're teaching stuff, you definitely do learn stuff. Especially when you're like, oh yeah, this is definitely going to happen this way. And then I do it, and then it doesn't happen that way. I'm like, well, it did last time. Well, that's not a good enough excuse, right? You got to figure out how to adapt and overcome that. No, let's see. I don't think leather Speedos would be very comfy anyways. You're welcome. Welcome to you. I hope you actually take advantage of what it is. I know that there are other places to sell. And then another thing I would also say, because y'all are my viewers, is it's not a race to the bottom. Crying out loud. Those are the things that drive me nuts. I will go on Etsy and look at listings, and then I'll take a look at the listing, and then I'll go through like the product details, the descriptions, and everything. Now, I'd say probably like 80+% of people don't actually look at the information. They look at the picture and then the highlighted stuff. So you can use that information to make sure that the pictures that you use is very clear and everything. But yeah, I spend a lot of time and read all that crap because I want to know what people are actually writing, and I also want to know where it was made. It's a lot of things say handmade, and to some people that means that they touched it, and to other people that means that they spent 10, 20 hours on it. And to those people, it's handmade. So it's a strange thing to look at, but Just don't race to the bottom. It's really not worth it. From my, let's see. Here you go. Here's another one. Here's another valuable input. Before you even determine what the price is, you got to determine what your worth is. And to get a gauge, sure, take a look at what else is there from other makers, and then make sure that they are other makers. Like, one of the easiest things to do too is take a picture of whatever it is and then use the Google search, and it'll tell you if that's the thing or not. Like, it'll scan that picture or whatever. Like, I can take a picture of whatever, and then it'll yeah. Let's see. Sorry. Okay. I think Turner's has a few of those, which will set up and do a class for. Did you mean for me? Because probably not. um, P, if you have a friend that'll take pictures for you, yeah, put them on your contact contractor list, and that could be really beneficial. Because even if you don't use them as the actual photographer, and you like using like AI to enhance what your products are or what they look like, to add like a little short video or whatever it is about them, you can do that, and there's a good chance that he is going to know better than you are about implementing and using those specific. So I would say that you definitely should program that person's number. So I used to watch someone, and the common thing that was said was, your network is your net worth. And it's one of those things that, you know, you really got to think about it yourself and determine how that really applies to you. But I mean, to me, I see that other people that are hanging out with me and learning what it is that I'm doing, and, you know, trying to put their own spin on whatever it is, it's really, really cool to think about it in a way that you're kind of helping my mission happen. Like, one of my things is I want to, you know, share how to be able to be creative with the lathe, and then express yourself in your artistic ways, and then being able to do what it is that you want to do. You want to be able to put a cap on a pin or a clip on a pin? Good. Here's how you do it. You want to add accents, you want to add other elements, blind clips, everything. You just want to make sure that, you know, everybody is able to do it, that wants to be able to do it, because I find it very therapeutic. Even if I've turned the same thing so many times, it's a different experience every time it's a different blank. So it's kind of interesting, I guess, from that front too. So yeah, let's see, 26. Okay, gonna go, how about right? That looks good. And then here, over here. A little bit more. Okay. Let's see. You sold 2 pins really cheap. 10 years old, but they were awesome kids. Yeah. Photos are important. Yeah. Talk pricing. You know, I don't like to do that. You guys think giving a lot of options would be good? No. Not when you're starting. But see, that's kind of what I'm talking about, is we need to have like an off-site Zoom type of thing for me to actually you know, talk about that kind of stuff. Because I could be like very specific with examples and all that jazz. But I kind of also don't really want that, you know, for everybody right now. And it's not secret, it's just something that we've done over and over again and then refined it. And the reality is you're going to do the same thing. You're going to end up doing the same thing that I did. So, or a variation of it. And that's just the way it goes. Let's see. You like the notches on the pen? Yeah, the honeycomb. I call them the honeycomb. Let's see. What number am I on? 26. 3. Sorry. I'm just function checking that on-off switch, man. One second. I gotta drop the jacket. It's getting toasty. Oh, let's see. We'll save it for the Zoom. Oh man. Well, shoot. I guess I gotta go make a Zoom account. I'm just kidding. I got a Zoom account. I just don't use it super often. Yeah, I don't. Oh man. Down for a Zoom meeting Mondays, huh? Well, maybe I should consider that. Consider that. I mean, I do have things that I do on Monday, but if I could find a way to offer value as well to y'all, then I'd say that would also be pretty dope. Because I'm just drilling these bad boys, you know. They all need holes, and you know, and so I put the holes in them. And it takes me a good while to do that, but it makes a lot of other things easier. Oh man, we're up to 61 people. I appreciate everybody hanging out, stopping by, dropping by. If you could do, you wanted to help me out, I'd appreciate it. You hit that like button. Let me know you're here to sit and say, hey, let me know if you're a turner, you want to be a turner, or if you just like watching, which is also cool. Well, I got this cam view, you know. But yeah, I could. Oh. We got no turners in the house, huh? Not a single one. So everybody's here just seeing if they want to be a turner. Is that what it is?
Because if you need like a mental break or you like exercising your brain and your hands at the same time, turning's the way to go. Also, it's productive, right? It's not too bad. You can use wood. It's just crazy. I've got P. If you'd like for me to continue calling you P, I'm down. But if you'd like to go by something else, I can also be down with that. I appreciate it. Right on. You actually go by P. Yeah. Right on. Oh, that's Sean. We got Kevin. And then we had was it Batman? Someone Batman. Right on. What would you like for me to call you? Because there's a pretty good chance I'll remember. Pretty good chance. I do my best to remember because I now associate you with the parallel thing and um, the leather pouch now. Uh-oh. What happens when you look away, I guess. Yeah. I am a pin owner. I don't usually use kits, but I do use kits. I might make one for today. I've got one to make out of purple heart, and it's already prepped and almost done actually. Yes. Sweet. Work on the symmetry. Yes. Does anybody actually know what the thumbs up does? Is it just, I think it just boosts your, okay, so everybody's got like a general dossier of things that they typically watch. And so I think when you hit the likes and whatnot, that is how basically lathe turning and stuff like that gets into the your feed. This blank looks so cool. To show you a little better. Okay. Oh yeah. And this is just mineral oil. If you wanted to know how you can cheat and just see kind of what it would look like if you were finished. So that's about what we're looking at with that one. It's pretty cool. Believe it or not, one similar to this, the Black Prismatic Pearl, is one of the blanks that Abby made that really gained a lot of traction and exposure. So as you are working through blanks and making blanks, keep an eye out, right, for things like that where it goes faster or slower, or people request them, or whatever it is. I would write down whatever it is. I tried to get Abby to write down her like recipe for her stuff, but she hasn't. She's really good at color matching already. You give her a picture and she'll be pretty good at having something that'll complement that. But yeah. Anyway. Let's see. It moves up the list. What moves up the list? I missed that. Sorry. I was rambling for a little while. Oh, that's good. You write every recipe down. That's good. I mean, I think it is a wise thing to do, but I don't make those, so I write down other things, right? But for my other styles of pens that I've managed to figure out, those are the things that I write down and take notes of. Oh, let's see. What's up, dude? Shadow Word. Go by your handle there. But I know you. You know that I know you. And I know that you know that I know you. Anywho, sorry. Let's get back to it. All right. Here's another thing. Here's another thing I've been thinking about. No. Ever since it was mentioned many moons ago by Sean, thinking about taking on an additional turner, but how would I do that? And that's what I've been thinking about. Because it's pretty cool, be able to turn and then also have the ability to offer a little bit of work for people to do if they wanted to make some profit for their labors. I'll go ahead and say it. The hardest thing is actually selling. But once you crack that code, then you'll be fine for a little while until it changes. And then you'll have to figure out the code all over again. So interesting things about it. Like some things are flavor of the month, right? But then there's other things that's not flavor of the month. And well, shoot, think about fountain pens. Are fountain pens? What do you think? Are they popular? Are they a good seller? You think? Do y'all buy a lot? So I mean, those are different things that you should probably ask yourself. Is that a fruitful adventure? I appreciate you, man. These are commissions. Um, yeah. We're trying to figure out how we can offer them to more people. Because once you make something that a lot of people like, well, they like it, you know, and it's not just the product at this point for a lot of people either. They really also enjoy supporting the Abby. So it's one of those things where I won't elaborate. Start getting in trouble. The results may vary. But yeah. Let's see. We got any other turners in the house? We got 44 people here and like 3 turners. Or two turners. I'm one of them. Do people even know what a lathe was? Shoot. I didn't know what a lathe was until about 5.5 years ago. Hmm. 54 people, no turners. That's all right. You're probably busy turning. That's what it is. All 51 of them. Just kidding. Just kidding. Hit the hype train? Shoot. I be honest. I probably should have like a stream element, something or other. It'll pop up when somebody hits like subscribe. It'll pop up, and I get all excited, but it doesn't usually pop up like that. Hey, what's up, Freddie? Guess who's still here? And Unknown Batman was the other guy, right? Unknown Batman. I can't remember. It was something Batman though. What's this? Huh. I think I need to be able to zoom that can out more, or completely reposition my stuff. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, that's the one. I hadn't seen that person in a little while. A friend of yours? This is just a chunky number 1. Okay. Good. You know what else it could be? It could be that there's no volume. That's what it could be, huh? You think there's a way to determine that? Yeah, let me go over about that. Be able to check that. Oh, Sean, you've been casting. Did you ever cast that the swath, the slurp from the Operex shavings? And y'all, if you don't know, swarf is usually used for metal shavings. From my understanding, that is where it originated from, and then just kind of is still used as uh, you know, the noodles here. Let's see. So, Sean, what is it that you're going to be trying to make? I guess produce. What is it that you're going to be trying to produce? Yeah, that'd be interesting. Be interesting to know what you're trying to emulate. You said slim lines and blanks, but how many blanks? Hmm. Hmm. Boom, boom, boom. This shape, believe it or not, is actually quite difficult to make because of symmetry. Really hard to make it symmetrical. Some people, believe it or not, they actually get it to about this point. They'll flip it. They'll flip the blank over and then focus on whatever side they're strong or, I guess, most comfortable turning on.
Let's see, small batch artisan blanks, then turn a slim line to show what they look like. Interesting. Are you going to keep the slim line for your own keepsake, or you just doing that specifically just to show it off, or would you like input? Because that's also important to know. Just be like, nah, John, I don't want anything you got to say. Quiet. Which is also fine. That sounds pretty cool. Sounds pretty cool. I like slim lines for a variety of reasons. The slim lines are awesome for learning, although I find it kind of weird when somebody puts Fordite, like a Fordite blank, onto a slim line. I find that really strange because you're only going to charge how much for that slim line? Like maybe $50. And a part of it is just the ink's not that good. The ink's really not that good, and the other stuff about it, you have to find the right size for the twisting component of it. So I am a big fan of slim lines. Although if you're doing them to sell, or if you're doing your blanks to sell, have you ever heard of a maker named Mad Science? Mad Science Pins. Have you ever seen that person on Instagram? Can you upgrade the ink? Well, see, that's a question for you. That's a question for you, man. Depends on what ink you're going to use, and that's actually one of my cool Monday. You know, it's not set on Monday, but like a Monday Zoom that we've got. That I was thinking about having a small group, and then basically I'm going to design a pin and then build it during that stream, or I might break it into 2 streams, depending. But that's something I was thinking about. Can you upgrade the ink? It depends. It depends. But that is also one of the lists I was working on. Because some you can, some you are limited, some you have to make modifications for, some you have to make adapters for. For example, the DuraClick EDC. Like, look at this. This is brand new in the bag. This part right here. So this is just a standard Parker style refill, but it has to have this top part right here in order for it to actually be long enough for it to work. Now, on the other hand, Parker style is a pretty good place to start. Let's see, sorry, I'm looking for my Fisher Space pin. There we go. So I use Fisher Space pins. There you go. I use these in my EDCs. So when I flip this piece around and put it on the back of this ink refill, it becomes Parker length, but I also have to keep this white piece that's on it to put on the back of this white thing for it to fit this pin. So if a customer was to get this pin and they were to not save either white thing, then they would kind of be up the creek. They wouldn't really have a refill to use anymore, which I don't care for.
So that's why I'm thinking about adjusting the DuraClick EDC pin kit to make it more like I want it to be. Anyway, that was a little bit of a ranting session. It's one of the things that I've been looking at, and it's bothered me for a while, and I still made a couple of them still. And it's why are you doing that? Let's see. Righty. Oh, why? It's weird that people want this particular shape. But yeah. Good if y'all have friends or whatever that's interested in turning pens, you know, do me a solid and share the channel, huh? Appreciate it. Trying to get a group, and don't know how big a group, but you know, a good-sized community. You know, one of the other things I was thinking about when I go to pin shows, what I think about is, okay, it's a little messed up. It's a little messed up, but it's for a good reason. One of the things that I like the idea of is learning from all the older people that I see at pin shows. There's so many knowledgeable people about fountain pens, and it's really crazy. Once you get to talking to some of them, they will just talk circles around you, and you'll start realizing how much you don't actually know, even though you've been in it for a little bit. And I think that's one of the fun things. It's just one of those things to. It'd be nice to capture some of their wisdom there. Is what I think about. Let's see. You're going to sell the slim line. Right on. I guess back to that point, I didn't finish that thought. I was waiting for the response, but then forgot. When I was asking about Mad Science, because I saw him, what he does, which is pretty clever, and you wouldn't really be copying either, but he trims down little bits at a time and has different layers. So you can see the different layers of the blank. So he'll trim it down. One's like, I don't know, say the blank's like 20 millimeters or something. He'll trim it down to like 15 and then 10 and then what other sizes, but don't quote me on the size. But he does do it in various depths, so you can see what the blank will actually end up looking like at the various levels. So I thought that stood out and was very interesting. Why do I like Fisher Space Pen refills? I guess a little bit of nostalgia for one. I use the Fisher Bullet Pen a lot. It's just a small aluminum pen. And I use that a lot in my military time. So I've got a spot for it, you know. I just always liked it, like the size, and it was convenient. I could write on my book even through some fluids, we'll say. Yeah, I guess I won't elaborate too much, but yeah, let's see. They are pressurized, so they don't necessarily write on anything. But because they are pressurized, it does make it so they write on stuff better. Like let me, I mean, we'll just try to write on something right quick. So I've got a Fisher Space Pen refill in here. This is my little pocket pen, and it's got red Fisher Space Pen. So we're gonna try this out. I'm gonna see if we can write on this. Hey. It actually wrote. You might not be able to see it because it's glary, but nice light. Well, I guess you'll just have to take my word for it. Here, I'll just scribble. So it's not just that it's pressurized, but it's also the actual element of it is this ball here always has pressure from the backside, right? So from the actual chamber, and it's pushing this ball forward. And so in order to let the ink out, you have to push the ball onto the surface that you're going to write on. And when you do that, you're kind of equalizing the pressure from the refill as well as the surface, and you're making it so it floats a lot easier. And also, because it is pressurized, the air's not going to come through. So there you go. That's why I use Fisher Space Pen refills. Oh, and they're also Parker style, which is a nice little adaptation, I would say, that Fisher has implemented in their packaging, that it comes with a modifier so it can fit in a Parker style pen. So, good question. I hope I answered it. A little bit all over the place. Looking for a refill that doesn't smear on a prescription bottle. Are you writing on the plastic or are you writing on the... Well, here, let me show you this right quick. So this is plastic, right? And I haven't really touched it, but try to smear it. So a little bit came off on my finger, but I can still see that there's still some there too. So it didn't completely come off, but it didn't stay 100% either. If it's writing on the label, it should be good. One of the problems that people have is writing on a... So when you write on a bottle, a label on a bottle, the paper, or the sticker rather, is not very thick. So if you try to use a wet pen, it's not going to really absorb, right? It's not going to absorb the ink like it would need to. So you got to kind of create like a little rut channel. And if the surface that you're writing on is too hard, you won't be able to easily press hard enough to write. If that makes sense. And then when you do press too hard, what's going to happen is that the ball won't move. So here's a couple more examples. Let's see, I got a Jetstream, Sharpie, and a G2. Let's have, let me finish this, and then we'll do this on a testing thing that we can actually look at all of them side by side. You gotta, like, you just kind of got to think about how the pen functions, and then that'll kind of help you determine what the design is going to be that you use. You know what I mean? You got to think about how you're holding it and stuff like that. Yeah. I mean, you should even take it as far as trying whatever it is out left-handed. Like, I know it sounds silly to have a left-handed pen, but there are some little things that you can do if you're making a custom pen that can potentially aid with that. The nib grind can be a little different. Yeah. And then the angle that you're holding it could also be a little different. And then all those things kind of add up to create the whole experience of getting a pen and owning a custom pen. And yeah. But if you're one of those that just makes a pen to make a pen, it's like you're missing. In my opinion, if you're just making a pen to make a pen, it kind of seems like it's, I don't know, if you're not doing it for practice, I'd say that it's, well, I would just say that it is practice, because that would be bad. So this is a Pilot G2. It writes on my hand. It won't, oh, a little bit. I'm trying it at various well, it barely wrote, so here's that one. Here is a Sharpie S gel. Oh, I think we got a little bit more from that one. Definitely got a little bit more from that one. So there's that. Here is the Jetstream. If you haven't heard of that, this is one of the ones that people were also excited for a design to be made around. But, you know, just like the other two, make sure we're right. I mean, it writes nicely on my finger. It's because the ball can get traction, right? There's friction because my finger is textured. It's making it so the ball can actually spin, roll, right? Gel, and then this is kind of like a hybrid ink. This is like a gel slash ballpoint, which is pretty cool. And then let's see, we've got, I will get one of the other Fisher Space Pens out. Where'd it go? Put it back in the room. Oh, you know, we could also try a Parker right quick. I'll show you that. But yeah, if you want to use the Parker, by all means, go for it. I'm not saying it's bad, because it'll write on paper and it'll serve the purpose that pretty much everybody would want it to do, right? So, got a box of Parker inks. Here's a nice brand new Parker. It says it right there and everything. So, try to get it writing on my finger. Yep. Now we're trying to write on here, but absolutely not. This has a lot more resistance than the others, because you can't write very lightly with it at all. Let's see. Give me just a second. I'm going to run in. I'll be right back. I'm just going to leave it like this. I'll be right back. Herb.